90-Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Stars Jasmine and Gino discuss their past, divorce, and more. 90-Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Season 9 returned with a new episode on. Episode 5, titled There's No Place Like Home, saw Jasmine and Gino meet up to discuss their ongoing conflicts. It was an emotional conversation where the duo not only reflected on their past, when they were a happy couple, but also negotiated on their present to see if they could salvage things. The two of them also talked about the possibility of divorce. While Gino said he blurted it out in the heat of the moment, Jasmine noted that she was deeply affected by it. Consequently, Jasmine urged the male cast member not to make decisions hastily, especially something as serious as divorce. He 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Stars admitted that they still harbored feelings for one another and that those feelings would not disappear overnight. However, the cracks in their relationship were too wide to overlook. While Gino was unhappy that Jasmine still lived with Matt, Jasmine was uncomfortable with Gino's new romance with Natalie. Despite their feelings for each other, Gino and Jasmine failed to see eye to eye. One thing led to another, and the pair started arguing over the limits of their open marriage agreement. It ultimately ended in a heated altercation, with Jasmine storming out 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Star Jasmine gets emotional after Gino reveals that he has been living on frozen dinners. The conversation between Gino and Jasmine began on an emotional note, with Jasmine confessing that she never stopped loving Gino. She added that no matter how much she tried, she would never be able to despise him. Upon hearing that, Gino reminisced about the past, when they used to spend quality time together, and Jasmine would make him potato salad. When Jasmine asked Gino what he was eating now that she was not living with him or cooking for him, the latter stated that his recycling bin was full of frozen food. Jasmine became emotional hearing that he had not had a fresh, home-cooked meal in a long time. While speaking to the 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Cameras, Gino said. Even though I'm very upset what she did to me, I still had some good memories in my head. It's hard just to let everything go. When the male cast member asked Jasmine how she felt about their relationship, the latter admitted that she still loved him. When she added that she missed being with him, Gino questioned her for continuing to live with Matt, wondering why she had not moved into her own place. Jasmine explained that she lacked the financial freedom to do so and that she always hoped to return home one day to be with Gino. However, Gino argued that had Jasmine cared about him, she would have moved out of Matt's house to prove they were not a thing. Upon hearing that, Jasmine clarified that she was not romantically involved with Matt but had been intimate with him per the open marriage agreement. Shortly after, Gino mentioned that he was now enjoying his side of the agreement, preparing to bring Natalie to Michigan to introduce her to his family. The news did not sit well with Jasmine, who criticized the 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Alum for breaching the agreement. However, Gino argued that he could do whatever he wanted since Jasmine had already broken the rules. Jasmine made me agree to an open marriage and then she couldn't even honor or respect the rules to it. So, she doesn't have any right to be mad and angry. It's been 4 months and she's still living with Matt, he added. Tensions escalated between the 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Cast members when Jasmine asked Gino if he had been intimate with Natalie. Gino denied being physical but admitted to having a very passionate kiss with her. The disclosure offended Jasmine, causing her to walk off mid-conversation. 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 5 Review. Are we being punked? Does anyone else feel like we're being punked with 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9, just when it seemed the franchise was inching toward a comeback, 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 5 stumbles in wearing last year's plotlines and smelling faintly of desperation. The editors have somehow perfected the art of stretching 10 minutes of story into 2 hours of television. It's like being served a charcuterie board where all the meat and cheese has been replaced with unsalted crackers. Gino and Jasmine, the never-ending shriek fest on 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? We start with Gino and Jasmine's reunion, which began on a somewhat civil note and then quickly devolved into a screaming match that made me reach for the mute button. There's shouting, and then there's whatever the hell that was, a shrill symphony of emotional warfare that could peel the paint off your walls. Here's the thing, Gino's sudden change of heart about his marriage isn't that sudden. It's painfully clear he's been mentally preparing to exit for a while, probably since the first time Jasmine side-eyed him for wearing that cursed hat indoors. He's been marinating in suspicion about Matt long before agreeing to an open marriage, and yet somehow, he's the victim? Sure, January, the irony is rich. Jasmine has put up with Gino's many fibs and half-truths, but the moment she's accused of moving on, he's practically on the phone with a divorce attorney and of course, instead of admitting his part in this disaster, Gino pulls out the OL gaslighting playbook until Jasmine is questioning her reality. What's truly shocking is that members of Gino's own family are taking Jasmine's side, essentially telling him to get a grip. If your relatives are siding with the woman you've been accusing for months, maybe just maybe you're the problem. And now, with the bombshell that Matt is Jasmine's baby daddy, this storyline has officially jumped from messy to more. If Gino had even a flicker of interest in salvaging this marriage, that light just went out. Expect him to use this as a springboard to divorce and move on to his next doomed relationship. Matt, meanwhile, actually listens to Jasmine, treats her well, and seems like he might be capable of existing without a fedora glued to his scalp. I'd say she's trading up. And if the chaos promised in the 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 trailer is any indication, the upcoming party where Jasmine and Natalie are in the same room will be the reality TV equivalent of a car crash you can't look away from. But seriously, why are two grown women fighting over Gino? I wouldn't wish that fate on my worst enemy. Darcy and Georgie. Noises for the camera. Speaking of things no one asked for, Darcy decided it would be cute to make exaggerated noises loud enough for Georgie to hear from outside the room. It wasn't flirty. It was pure secondhand embarrassment. Look, honeymoon suites have reputations. Everyone knows what they're for. But Darcy made sure the entire hotel knew, just in case the soundproofing was decent. It's the kind of stunt you pull when you're painfully aware your storyline is circling the drain and you're desperately trying to cling to screen time. The sad part is there's nothing left to explore here. This isn't a relationship arc anymore. It's two people killing time between paid brand trips. TLC and Sharp Entertainment need to be far pickier about which alums they recycle, because not every familiar face has another season of story to tell. No amount of editing wizardry can turn this storyline into something watchable. It's a filler package in human form. And then we have Brandon and Julia, who somehow against all odds have become the most compelling couple of the season. Maybe it's because their issues actually feel rooted in reality instead of producer-manufactured chaos. Julia's still battling with Brandon's parents' constant interference and his tendency to sit silently while she takes the heat. But their current focus, whether to have kids, has actual stakes. You can see the weight of it on both of them, and it's miles more engaging than watching someone rehearse a screaming match for the cameras. Julia's journey this season feels authentic. She's wrestling with her own hesitations about motherhood while trying to navigate a marriage where her in-laws are practically a third partner. Brandon, bless his heart, still needs to learn how to be a united front with his wife, but at least they're dealing with real-life questions instead of manufactured brawls over who texted who. They're not perfect, far from it, but their dynamic has genuine emotional beats that make me want to keep watching. That's rare on a season where half the cast seems to be phoning it in. 2 hours, zero payoff. The biggest problem with 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Right now is that it's forgotten how to balance drama with progress. We're getting endless loops of the same fights, recycled confessionals, and irrelevant filler scenes that serve no purpose beyond inflating runtime. It's almost insulting that producers think they can keep tossing 2-hour episodes at us without actually moving the story forward. Reality TV works when it feels messy and meaningful. Right now, it's just messy and not in the fun way. At this point, I'm not sure if TLC's keeping all this pointless footage because they think fans want it, or because they have nothing else to air. Either way, it's becoming a chore to sit through. If the back half of the season doesn't bring something fresh, and soon this could go down as one of the franchise's weakest installments yet. And that's saying something. So, what do you think? Are you as over the repetitive scenes and manufactured drama as I am? Or are you somehow still invested in watching these couples hash out the same fights week after week? Sound off in the comments, preferably with less screeching than Gino and Jasmine. Hit the comments. Jasmine and Matt clash in 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 5 Sneak Peek. Episode 5 of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 is set to release on. The sneak peek of the episode was released exclusively on Entertainment Tonight's official YouTube channel on July. It showed a conversation between Matt and Jasmine, where Matt was seen getting frustrated with Jasmine's back and forth with Gino. The previous episode of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Saw Gino revealing to Jasmine that he went to Las Vegas to meet Natalie. He said that he had a good time with Natalie, while Jasmine staunchly disapproved of it. Gino reminded her that she was the one who asked for an open marriage, and it made Jasmine emotional. Gino told her that he had only met Natalie because Jasmine hadn't been staying with him for the past few months. Jasmine said that she was waiting for Gino to tell her he missed her and wanted her back. Gino revealed that he knew she was cheating on him with Matt since before she told him to open the marriage. In the 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Episode 5 sneak peek, Matt voiced his opinions on Jasmine's relationship with Gino. He told her that he was fed up because Jasmine kept going back to Gino despite their repeated fights. He also revealed to the cameras that if Gino ended things with her, he would tell her how he felt about her. What Matt said in 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Season 9 Episode 5 sneak peek. Matt told Jasmine that he didn't know why she kept repeating her old patterns. He said that whenever she fought with Gino, he would be the one to pick up the pieces. He also stated that he had done more for her in 4 months than Gino did in 40 years. I know, Matt, all the things that you have done for me. Don't you think that I see it? Asked Jasmine. She promised him that she did see the things he did for her, but added that she couldn't compare a friend to a husband because her husband was going to be the boss any day. To this, Matt said in a 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Confessional that it was hard to watch Jasmine being hopeful about her relationship with Gino. It's like Gino rings, knocks on the door, and here she comes running. It kinda drives me nuts, he added. He told the cameras that he was encouraging her to meet Gino in the hopes that he would give her a divorce. He said only then could he tell Jasmine about how he felt about her. He said that he had shown her repeatedly that he cared about her in all the different ways, but he wasn't going to say anything verbally yet because he knew she wasn't ready. He also said that he wasn't going to keep playing that game forever. He explained to Jasmine that Gino had done her wrong so many times, yet she didn't understand that he wasn't going to change. Reiterating the same thing, Matt said that Gino didn't care about her, nor did he think about her feelings. He said he only thought about himself. Expressing his frustration, Matt said it was always the same thing. Jasmine asked him what he wanted her to do. She stated that Gino was her husband and she needed to try to fix the marriage. Explosive 90-day fiancé drama, 6 stories you won't forget. The 90-day fiancé world is buzzing with dramatic twists and heartfelt turns. Colt Johnson is navigating post-divorce life and eagerly eyeing new romance possibilities on 90 Days, Hunt for Love, despite past turbulence with ex-wife Vanessa Guerra. Meanwhile, the season keeps fans on edge as Colt locks horns with Usman Umar over burgeoning affections for co-star Courtney Reardance, making for compelling TV as they vie for her heart. In the family front, sweet baby faces are abundant with several 90-day alums sharing joyous baby news. Notably, Jasmine Pineda recently welcomed a baby, not with husband Gino Palazzolo, but with new beau Matt Brownies, adding a spicy twist to the Last Resort tell-all saga. Yet, not all news is filled with joy, as Eric Rosenbrook and Leda Margaretha face an unimaginable loss, grieving their newborn daughter's death amid personal turmoil. The series also unravels raw emotions with gripping confessions as Benny Schreiber admits to infidelity during his relationship with ex-wife Ariella Weinberg. In a web of love, loss, and drama, 90-Day Fiancé continues to captivate audiences with every moment. 90-Day Fiancé, happily ever after? How an open marriage ruined Gino Palazzolo and Jasmine Pineda's relationship. Gino Palazzolo and Jasmine Pineda are one of the couples featured on 90-Day Fiancé, happily ever after? Season 9. Despite still being married, however, Gino and Jasmine have been doing their segments individually. Season 9 was filmed shortly after 90-Day, The Last Resort Season 2, where Gino and Jasmine agreed to have an open marriage. While the couple hoped that the open marriage would repair their relationship, it ended up ruining things between them. Instead, Gino Palazzolo was suspicious of Jasmine Pineda's relationship with Matt Branisteranu before the open marriage. When Jasmine first pitched the idea of an open marriage, she emphasized that it was due to Gino's lack of intimacy with her. On his end, Gino felt that he couldn't be intimate with Jasmine unless they stopped fighting all the time. Gino and Jasmine agreed that if they began fighting less after the open marriage, it could give their marriage a potential shot at working out. Unfortunately, things began spiraling before the open marriage even began. During the last resort, Gino asked Jasmine if she had another man in mind for the open marriage. She admitted that she wanted to bring her friend Matt Branisteranu into the agreement, whom she had met at the gym. Matt had already agreed to be part of the open marriage, even before the idea was presented to Gino. Gino felt like Jasmine had been cheating on him with Matt, since she already knew that she wanted to be intimate with him. Jasmine insisted that she and Matt were only friends, but Gino didn't buy it. During Happily Ever After, Gino revealed that he believed cheating had taken place due to phone calls between Jasmine and Matt. According to Gino, long phone calls had been taking place between them 4 months before the couple's therapy retreat. Gino ended up kicking Jasmine out due to complications from the open marriage. Shortly after returning from the last resort, Jasmine began seeing Matt under the rules agreed upon between her, Matt, and Gino. The agreement was that Jasmine could see Matt twice a week for 2 hours of intimacy each time. One day, however, Jasmine was gone for around 8 hours and claimed she was at the gym. Gino believed that she had been at Matt's house the entire time and kicked her out of the house for breaking the open marriage agreement. From Jasmine's perspective, Gino's behavior was completely unwarranted. Regardless of the situation, kicking someone out of the house is a pretty extreme measure. Gino made Jasmine leave without even giving her a chance to explain where she had been and why. With nowhere else to go, Jasmine ended up moving in with Matt. This only complicated things further, as Jasmine was now living with the man who had originally caused a rift between her and Gino. While Gino blocked Jasmine on everything besides email, she still believed that these new arrangements were only temporary. Gino brought a new woman into the open marriage without telling Jasmine. After kicking Jasmine out, Gino decided to explore his side of the open marriage. For months, Gino messaged back and forth with a woman named Natalie in Las Vegas. Eventually, Gino decided to go meet Natalie in person. The two had an instant connection and enjoyed their time together. However, Gino did not follow the rules agreed upon for the open marriage by him and Jasmine. The agreement made it clear that any new person brought into the agreement would have to be approved by the other party. While Gino agreed on Matt becoming a part of it, Jasmine never had the chance to approve of Natalie. To make matters worse, Gino wasn't upfront about Natalie with being in an open marriage either. While Gino and Jasmine hoped that an open marriage would improve things between them, it ended up doing the opposite. Gino and Jasmine are now heading toward divorce, and the open marriage is partially to blame.